Hello! Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In the last video, we learned about the selection tool and the direct selection tool, how to select objects and make simple changes. So if you haven't watched the previous video yet, make sure to check the link in the description. Now I've got a question for you based on the last video. If you know the answer, drop it in the comments below. Let's see who gets it right. I will reveal the correct answer at the end of this video. Now it's time to move one step forward. In this video, we're going to learn the pen tool, and don't worry if it looks confusing at first. I will explain everything in the easiest way possible, so even if you're a complete beginner, you can follow along without any problem. Let's get started and understand the pen tool. Today, you're not just going to learn the pen tool, you are also going to learn some other tools that work with it, because understanding only the pen tool is not enough. These related tools help you control and improve your shapes more easily. So first, we're going to start with the pen tool. We will understand it step by step in the simplest way, so you can follow along easily. Every time you click, a new point is added, and Illustrator makes a connected path between them. Let's finally start using the pen tool practically in Adobe Illustrator. Select the pen tool from Toolbar using shortcut P. Now, let's see how this works practically. Click once on the artboard. This is your first anchor point. Move your cursor and click again, and you will see a line connecting both points. Click again in another place, and again, you will notice your shape is building step by step. Just remember, every click adds a point, and Illustrator connects them automatically. Okay, let's create a simple shape together. Click 1, 2, 3, and while placing your points, you can hold the Shift key.
Shift key.
For what?
The Shift key
Is used as a modifier key in Illustrator. A modifier key means it works together with other tools to change or improve how they behave. When you hold the Shift key while working, it helps you keep things straight, aligned, and in proper proportion. Now, bring your cursor back to the first point. When you see a small circle near your cursor, click on the first point to complete the shape. After completing the shape, let's understand something important: fill and stroke. These are two basic things in Illustrator that control how your shape looks. Fill means the color inside your shape. If you draw any shape, the color you see inside it is the fill. Stroke means the outline of your shape. It is the border around the shape. To change the fill color, simply double-click on the fill box, then choose any color from the color panel. Now the inside color of the shape changes. Similarly, to change the stroke color, double-click on the stroke box, then choose any color from the color panel. This changes the outline color of the object. So, in simple words, fill is the inside color, and stroke is the outer line. You can use both together or turn one of them off, depending on your design. To turn off fill, click on the fill box, and then choose None option, the white box with a red line. Now your shape will have no inside color. To turn off stroke, click on the stroke box, and again choose None. Now the outline will be removed. You can turn both on and off anytime, depending on what you need. We have seen how to complete a shape, but what if you don't want to close it? Let's create a straight line that stays open. Click once on the artboard. This is your first anchor point. Now move your cursor and click again. You will see a straight line between the 2 points. If you keep clicking, more straight lines will be added. Instead of going back to the first point, just press Escape on your keyboard. This will stop the drawing, and your shape will remain open. But remember, when you are working with an open shape, it is better to turn off the fill and work only with the stroke, because open shapes don't have an inside area. So in this case, we don't need fill, only stroke is enough. Keeping only the stroke helps you see your lines clearly and work more easily. Alright, now let's understand everything with a practical example. When you start practicing, you might face a small problem. So first, let's place our image properly. Go to File, then click Place, and select your image. Click anywhere on the artboard to place it. The image you are tracing can distract you while you're working. Sometimes you accidentally select it, or it moves, and that breaks your focus. Before we start tracing, go to the layer panel, click on the empty box next to the layer to lock it. Now the image is locked, so it won't move or get selected by mistake. Next, create a new layer above it, and this is where we will do all our tracing. Now you can use the pen tool and practice smoothly without any distraction. First, we are going to create the snow on the peak of the mountain. Select the pen tool and start tracing the top area of the mountain by clicking points one by one. Try to follow the shape carefully, placing points on each corner or change in direction. Keep clicking until you complete the snow shape. Once the shape is complete, go to the fill option and choose white color. Then remove the stroke by selecting none. Now you can see a clean snow shape on top of the mountain. With that in place, let's move forward and understand how to create smooth, curved lines using the pen tool. This will help you trace further shapes in this artwork with more precision and flow. Click once on the artboard. This is your first anchor point. Now for the second point, instead of just clicking, click and drag. As you drag, you will see two handles coming out from the point. These handles control the direction and smoothness of the curve. The longer you drag, the smoother and bigger your curve will be. Now move to another area, and again, click and drag to place the next point. You'll notice the curve continues smoothly from the previous point to the new one. So remember this clearly. A simple click creates a straight point, but click and drag creates a curved point. Let's understand curved lines using this mango shape. If you look closely, this mango is not made with straight lines. It's all smooth curves. And this is exactly where the pen tool becomes powerful. Click once at the top of the mango. This is your first anchor point. Now move slightly along the edge of the mango. And this time, click and drag. Follow the edge slowly. And instead of clicking many times, place fewer points and drag to create smooth curves. If the curve is big, drag a little more. If it's a small curve, drag less. Now you have a smooth mango shape. So remember, don't try to use too many points. Use fewer points and control the shape with dragging. That's the key to creating clean and professional curves. With practice, you will start understanding where to click and how much to drag just by looking at the shape. So, creating curves is much easier now, especially when your shape is fully smooth. But in real designs, that's not always the case. Sometimes you need a sharp corner right next to a curve, like in a cloud shape. So how do we create that mix of smooth and sharp? For that, we use a technique called breaking the handles. Breaking the handles means separating the control handles of a point so they can move independently. To break the handles, first create a curved point by clicking and dragging. Now hold the Alt key on your keyboard. By pressing Alt key, it converts to the anchor point tool. Then click on one handle and drag it. You will notice that only one side is moving, while the other side stays in place. As you keep creating curves, you might reach a point where you need a straight line next. In that case, you need to remove the handles from the last point. To do this, simply click on the last anchor point. This will remove the handles and convert it into a corner point. Now when you click again, you will get a straight line instead of a curve. But what? If you want to change the curve after you've finished the shape, that's very easy. First, select the anchor point using Direct Selection Tool, shortcut A. Then, select Anchor Point Tool, shortcut Shift+C, and move that handle, just like before. So even after finishing your design, you can always go back and refine your curves easily. There's another cool feature of the Anchor Point tool. You can easily convert a smooth point into a sharp corner, and a sharp corner into a smooth point. Just click on a point to make it a sharp corner or smooth. When you create a shape using the pen tool, it doesn't have to be perfect the first time. To fix or adjust your shape, we use the Direct Selection Tool, shortcut A. Select the Direct Selection Tool, then click on your shape. Now click on any anchor point, and you can move it to change the shape. You can also see the handles on curved points, and drag them to adjust the curve. This helps you refine your design and make it more accurate. From the start, we have been creating curves using the pen tool and its handles. But what if there was an easier way to do it? Well, there is, and it's called the Curvature Tool. With this tool, you don't need to worry about handles or dragging. You simply click to place points, and Illustrator automatically creates smooth curves for you. It makes creating curves much faster and easier. But it's not always perfect, and that's completely okay. You don't need to worry about it. After finishing the shape, you can always adjust it using the Direct Selection tool. Just select the shape, click on the points, and move them or adjust the curves until everything looks right. So even if your curve is not perfect at first, you can easily fix it later. Now let's talk about two small tools that make a big difference. Add Anchor Point and Delete Anchor Point tools, shortcut plus and minus. The Add Anchor Point tool is used to add new points to your shape. When you click on any line or path, it creates a new anchor point at that spot. And if the path is curved, Illustrator will automatically add handles to that new point, so you can control the curve smoothly. The Delete Anchor Point tool is used to remove points from your shape. Sometimes when you're working, you may have too many points, and your shape starts looking messy or difficult to control. In that case, you can simply click on any extra point, and it will be deleted. You will notice that when you delete an anchor point from curved path, the shape of the path changes, and that's totally normal. But here's a powerful trick most beginners don't know. When using the Delete Anchor Point tool in Adobe Illustrator, hold the Shift key while removing a point. What this does is really smart. Illustrator automatically adjusts the surrounding handles to keep the curve as close as possible to the original shape. And honestly, this is super useful when you're trying to simplify a path and remove extra anchor points without ruining your design. And that's a complete deep dive into the pen tool. We didn't just scratch the surface. We covered everything from placing points to creating smooth, controlled curves, so you can confidently trace and build any shape in your artwork. Now it's your turn. Practice is the key. The more you use the pen tool, the more precise and natural your lines will become. And the answer to the quiz from the beginning is now on your screen. If you got it right, drop a comment below. I'd love to know. You can download the exercise file by DM on Instagram. Mention link in the description and start practicing right away. If this tutorial helped you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more practical design content.